Hey, it's Eric here at Peachtree Classic Cars with a 1964 Chevy C-10. I want to take her for a spin, show you around the truck. Got a small block Chevy V8 automatic transmission. Our transmission shifts super smooth. Hope you can hear that in the video. Put my finger up when I drive these trucks, show how straight they drive or if they have any wander in the steering wheel. This has got power steering. It just steers nice and straight down the road. Very easy to steer. It's got power brakes. They're actually a little sensitive. They're pretty tight. Real easy to steer in here into the cul-de-sac. Shift it into reverse. Shifts in and out of the gears real easy. Got some aftermarket gauges here showing the oil pressure, voltage. Sitting at 180, the 180 thermostat in there. Nice smooth running engine. Probably could stand to turn the idle down just a little. Sounds a little high. But a good sounding engine, not overly loud. This is the let me shut that door all the way. This is the fully loaded truck of its day. This is a custom cab, big back window. And it's got a 350 or a small block Chevy V8. I didn't verify the numbers, so I'm trying to watch myself on that. Automatic transmission, 350 turbo transmission, power steering, power brakes, and just a really good driving truck. This is a good looking 20-footer. When you get right up on this truck, the paint has got quite a few flaws in it, and if you were looking to make this a super sharp truck, I'd probably think about putting a paint job on it, or at least doing some good touch-up. I actually have got a really awesome touch-up, some paint that's going to go with it. As soon as I get back to the shop, I'll set it inside the truck so we don't forget to send it to the next guy. The paint, we did a couple of little spots of touch-ups because we fixed some rust on it, and you can't even tell where we did it, except the fact that I didn't even waste time, and I guess I could have, but I didn't waste time buffing it. So if you get right up on it, you can see a few imperfections, but just got some cracks in it here and there. Some skim coat, you know, where people get a little heavy with the skim coat Bondo before they paint, especially like right here. This is probably the worst of it on the truck. Trying to show that in this bright sunshine. Right there, that's probably about the size, total of the size of my hand that would cover that up. But that's the worst spot on the truck. And as you go around it, just a few little spots like that here and there. Now, that being said, like I said, it's a nice looking 20-footer if you're standing away from this thing. You know, when you see it going down the road or across the parking lot, it looks great. It doesn't look like an old jalopy, you know. Oh, another thing, Fleetside, I didn't say that. Custom cab, big back window, Fleetside. So real good tread on these tires. I don't think they're brand new, but they may be brand new. Let me look at them. Now, they're older tires. They've got some cracks in the inside the treads. They've got good tread on them, but couple of these center caps have got some surface rust on them. That one does, and they're not expensive to put new ones on there. The beauty rings look good. All the tires match, I believe. Now, looking down the truck, I will say this: it's got a very straight body. There's no wavy lines. There's nothing that looks like hail damage, you know, no dents, major dents, dings and stuff like that. There's a few little spots here, you know, imperfections in the paint, but just a real sharp truck. A couple of little spots. There's a little rust bubble there. If I get real close and take a look at that, bottom of the rocker down here has a little rust bubble right there, just one little one. I think it'd be an easy truck to sand down and put a really slick paint job on if you wanted to go that route. But I also think little spot of rust right there. I also think that it'd be a great truck to just leave it alone, just enjoy it. Now the guy who owned it before, he actually bought one of these. This is a custom made bed liner for this truck, and I was real tempted to take it out, but I thought, well, why not let the next guy do it? I'm not into it. I would put a wood bed in this truck. But I did pull this back to look and see, okay, were they trying to hide something? And no, actually the inside of the bed all the way around is really clean. So it wouldn't be, if it was my truck, I'd pull this plastic bed liner out, sell it on Craigslist maybe if somebody likes it, and put a brand new wood bed in it. It's got some plywood underneath that. Not the prettiest thing in the world. A couple more cracks right here. If we get real close with the camera, you're gonna see there, and one spot here on the door. So I'm trying to be picky about it. We replaced the lower front fender quarters, fixed some rusty spots up underneath these cab supports right here. Have a tendency to rust out, and these are new, but the frame is in great shape. Cab to frame mounts in awesome condition. Look at that, all the way down the frame. Same thing here, and like I said, this right here, another new piece. Floor pan actually in really good shape overall. Looks like there was some filler that was put here in the rocker, and if you wanted to, you can actually order those rockers off of eBay or LMC Truck, Chevy Truck Parts, stuff like that. They're not very expensive. They're about $25–30. Looks like some new springs back there, and I noticed that the back end of the truck sits up just a hair more than the front, giving it a slight rake. And last couple of trucks I've had like this, some people have put in the 3-inch lowering springs, and really changes the look to lower this truck down. Right now this is about what we would call factory height. Underneath the truck, same on this side, just welded and fixed this piece here. This is the original floor pan. Fix this piece right here as well. Frame is in great shape all the way. Frame to body, cab to body mounts there are in great shape as well. Not seeing any major rust on the truck. I mean, we really went after the major rust, so all these little minor spots that I'm showing you on the body are really the only things left to contend with. Inside that fender looks amazing. See a couple spots there, maybe there was a patch done or something, or that might be a, I'm not sure what that is, but look at the rest of this. I was gonna say that might be like a floor button. Maybe that's a bright switch or something. Yeah, it is. Those are screws somebody put a bright switch in with. Let's see if we can get the camera to adjust here. You can see the old wood bed, but look at these inside fenders. Inside these fenders looks really good. Get all the way around here. Try to be real careful with this little camera. It's not quite small enough to fit perfect in there. And I don't want to turn it off. So inside the fender, rear fender wells is where we're looking now. And all this is solid. So I'm going to call this a minimal rust truck. Going to the interior, this passenger door sags just a little bit, and the interior was not painted. Whoever painted this probably just painted the exterior only and maybe the dash, but I don't think they painted the whole thing. This is an older paint job. That's probably, maybe even the original color was that, you know, that like tan. So you can see that the paint on the interior of the truck is just peeling off. You can literally just take your fingernails and peel it. So maybe pull the seat out and tape, you know, and just take and blast the inside of this thing out. Speakers do work up high. Those aren't my favorite. I wish that people wouldn't cut the original steel, but they're there now. Matching speakers down here. These are not hooked up. They're 6x9 cover-ups. Actually, there's no speakers inside there. Carpet kit. Let's see. Carpet kit's actually in pretty good shape. I wish we would have taken this rubber mat out, and I wasn't the one who detailed this truck and cleaned this up, because there's some leaves and stuff in here, but the carpet looks just like it's actually in great shape. And I usually don't leave these rubber mats in. The seat is older, vinyl. I don't see any rips or tears. Wears just a little bit loose, as you can see, like that, but it's still in fair shape. Go around to the driver's side. Same thing over here, door panels. Looking at the rockers, the same on both sides. You got some paint peeling up and stuff, but they look solid. A little bit of surface rust there. Carpet kit on this side as well. I mean, just vacuuming this thing up, it actually looked really good. Original gauges. I believe the fuel gauge is working. We'll see when we turn it on. And then the stereo comes on too when we turn the key on. See if it's dialing in or not. Well, I had it on earlier, but I was messing with those speaker covers and I may have disconnected a wire. So dash looks real good. And there's no paint peeling on the dash area that I can see, except maybe right around the stereo itself. Well, there you have it. It's a 1964 Fleetside custom cab, big back window, Chevy C-10. I think this is a great truck to drive just like it is. Runs great, steers easy, stops easy, and make a fun little project, you know. Tinker with it as you go. You never lose money putting project in a truck like this. These are just going up and up in value.